Napheesa Collier absolutely hooked Angel Reese's ass last night. 8 of 13, 61.5%, 26 points in 25 minutes and 53 seconds. She scored 26 in 26 minutes.
What happens when a player focused on individual stats goes up against a team that's all about winning? On May 10th, we got a clear answer as Napheesa Collier and the Minnesota Lynx methodically broke down Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky's game plan, limiting Reese to just 3 rebounds and 10 points over 25 minutes of action.
Angel Reese, preseason, part 2, let's get it! What they say about layups, harder than nuclear physics. Bang! She's a point forward now, and nobody's more excited than opposing defenses. Time for the vintage underhand scoopity shot from 3 feet. Yep, there it is. Bang!
This wasn't just another preseason game. It was a glimpse of what happens when the focus moves from social media hype to real on-court performance. Did the Lynx just expose Reese's double-double streak as smoke and mirrors? What does her new coach really think about her place on the team? Stay with us as we break down the game footage, how Collier dominated Reese, the surprising aftermath, and whether fans are tuning in for the basketball or just for Reese.
I think Angel Reese fans are going to be happy because she's playing away from the rim, a long way away from the rim, and those rebound numbers and those double-doubles are about to take a back seat. So guess what? Padding the stats is not going to work out.
Before the May 10th matchup, Angel Reese seemed confident, sharing posts about being ready to dominate and claiming she's not used to losing. But when it came time to face Napheesa Collier and the Minnesota Lynx, reality came crashing down. The so-called rebounding machine finished with just 3 rebounds in 25 minutes. That's right. Only 3 boards from a player whose entire reputation is built on cleaning up her own misses.
I don't want to give away the farm, but Angel was 2 of 8 from the field. 2 of 8 from the field. 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 10 points.
The game footage makes it clear how thoroughly Collier shut down Reese's game. From the opening tip, Collier took control, using her body to establish position and box Reese out effectively. Unlike in college, where Reese could often rely on reaching over defenders, she now faced an opponent who mastered positioning and timing. In one second quarter sequence, Reese made 3 separate attempts to gain deep post position, and each time, Collier denied the entry pass, pushing her farther from the hoop. When Reese finally did get the ball, Collier's sharp defensive footwork forced her into an off-balance shot that missed badly. No rebound, no second chance points.
The McDonald's sponsoring the first ever fry cook in the WNBA. Bag work is off the dollar menu, man. What is this junk? Bang! Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and most importantly, Mother Teresa, Mother Nature, and Mother 2. I'm watching because of me too. Bang! Did you know a croissant's most important ingredient is butter? Yes, butter, butter, butter pecan!
Reese's shooting numbers told the same story. She went just 2 for 8 from the field, missing her only 3-point attempt. Most of her points came at the free throw line, where she made 6 of 8. Without her trademark putbacks and second chance buckets, Reese's offensive impact looked surprisingly average.
Look at these stats. This was some first quarter action. 5 points, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 for 4 from the field. Missed drive layup, missed 6 foot, leading taking 2, missed drive, lead taking layup. It's going to be another one of those years, folks.
Credit also goes to the Lynx's team defense. Whenever Reese managed to touch the ball, help defenders quickly collapsed, pressuring her into tough shots or rushed passes. The second quarter was especially rough for the Sky. They shot just 25% from the field, making only 4 baskets. Meanwhile, the Lynx capitalized on both ends, putting up 23 points and heading into halftime with a 48-42 lead.
Collier, I mean, my God, 26-5. Absolutely crazy. Okay, the lack of practice or fatigue from her social life is showing itself with Angel Reese. She's doing a lot of watching and slow on defense. Also not communicating. She literally stood there and watched Fee backdoor to the rim for a layup from a pass.
Reese's first half painted a clear picture. She took just 3 shots and missed all of them, with her only points coming from free throws. This wasn't just a cold night. It was a complete shutdown by a smarter, more experienced defensive opponent and team. While Reese struggled to find her footing, Collier was dominant on both ends. She racked up 26 points on an efficient 8 of 13 shooting in just under 26 minutes. With 5 rebounds, a steal, and a block added to her stat line, there was no doubt who the superior player was. Collier looked every bit the MVP candidate, while Reese seemed like a rookie still adjusting to the pro level.
Caitlin Clark has 0 free throw attempts. Did the refs swallow the whistle? Well, Angel's got 30. Who has the special whistle again? Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I remember Angel Reese talking about they must have a special whistle out there. Yeah, this person says, my brain genuinely hurts watching Angel Reese fans interact.
One fan on social media claimed the Lynx had cracked the code on stopping Angel Reese, and the evidence backs it up. By neutralizing her rebounding edge, Collier highlighted the gaps in Reese's overall skill set. Without second-chance points and putbacks, Reese's offensive presence faded almost completely.
If I'm being honest, is Angel headed towards a 12-point, 6-rebound, 4-assist kind of season? In other words, being a character actor and not the superstar of this team?
To Reese's credit, she did flash some playmaking ability with 5 assists, indicating an effort to broaden her game beyond the typical power forward role. However, when your main strengths are shut down this decisively, it raises legitimate concerns about your overall effectiveness at the pro level.
And look, Angel had a real nice assist last night.
For efficiency.
I'm not going to lie.
Off
Here
the
we
miss.
go right here down the court.
Tia Nurse
Looks like maybe
pushes
Nurse
the pace
with
up
the ball
for Chicago.
down to Reese.
Top of the
Look
key,
at
it's
this
Reese. Fantastic.
right in there for a layup.
Rachel Banham with the cut off the nice pass from
Rachel
Reese.
that was nice. It was nice, no doubt.
This wasn't just a rough outing, it was a blueprint for stopping Angel Reese. Collier showed that smart positioning, high basketball IQ, and disciplined team defense are enough to erase Reese's physical edge. And now that her on-court dominance is being questioned, it's fair to take a closer look at some of her bold off-court claims as well. She says people watch women's basketball because of her. But if that's the case, where are the fans at her games?
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
That's what Angel Reese declared to reporters after being drafted by the Chicago Sky. Words that didn't just echo through the press room, but reverberated across the basketball world. Confident, unapologetic, bold. For a rookie, calling yourself the reason people tune in to watch women's basketball isn't just a statement, it's a challenge to the status quo. But here's the real question. Is it just talk, or is there truth behind the claim? Are fans really showing up because of Angel Reese? Do the viewership stats and social buzz prove she's not just a player, but a movement?
Actually, a workout video with Brianna Turner and Caitlin Clark. Now, this is the first video where we've seen 2 players working out together from this team, so I want to live react to it with you guys. So obviously, Coach KP is there. I feel like he never leaves the gym. You have Caitlin coming across the screen for a 3. It looks like with all of these, they're working on a screen and roll with Brianna.
Just when it seemed like the WNBA drama had settled down, chaos returned with a vengeance. And who's at the center of it all? You guessed it, Angel Reese. Her former teammate, Brianna Turner, was recently seen working alongside none other than Caitlin Clark in Indiana. And let's just say, Angel isn't exactly cheering from the sidelines. The internet went wild, and honestly, this storyline has it all. Petty feuds, unresolved grudges, and enough jealousy to fuel a reality TV show for seasons. Brianna Turner has officially separated herself from the drama and ego surrounding Angel Reese, and she's doing it with finesse by teaming up with Caitlin Clark. Let's be honest, it's like leaving a chaotic house party and stepping into a peaceful luxury spa. The difference in energy is clear. Suddenly, Turner is thriving. Who would have thought? Choosing professionalism and skill over the noise and distractions seems to be the winning move.
So, lads, it's looking like the Indiana Fever have signed a perfect player to have beside Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Dwana Bonner, Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hall. Who else? Sydney Colson still on this team, Damaris Dantas, and whoever they draft in the second round.
Now, picture Angel Reese, likely scrolling through Instagram, jaw tight with frustration, as she watches her former teammate cozy up with the very player she's been throwing passive-aggressive jabs at since their college days. If jealousy were a sport, Reese would be in the running for gold. She always saw herself as the main character, the face of the league. Yet here's Turner, choosing Caitlin Clark over the Bayou Barbie swagger.
And of course you have Caitlin. Like, she had such a phenomenal rookie season, so many great accolades. And I think the jumping from season 1 to season 2 players can also make a really big jump. So I'm excited to see her growth from year 1 and year 2. And she hasn't reached her ceiling yet either, so I'm really excited to watch her growth as well.
Let's be real. Reese probably thought Brianna would stay loyal, supporting her drama, lingering in her shadow, and feeding into her narrative. But instead, Turner hopped on the first train to Indiana, where the vibe is positive, the chemistry is strong, and the focus is purely on basketball, not side eyes and social media beefs. It's almost like some people actually care about winning, not just trending. Watching Caitlin and Brianna hit the gym together wasn't just heartwarming, it was telling. It highlighted who's focused on the game and who's focused on the drama. Their workout was smooth, intense, and team-oriented. You could feel the chemistry. Meanwhile, Angel's recent performances have felt more like a monologue no one asked for, filled with dramatic pauses, exaggerated reactions, and very little substance.
Angel Reese, 3-on-3. Let's get it! Hey, we back like we never left. Angel Reese in the post. Gonna work number 5. Shake and bake. Earthquake. Bang! Hey, Angel, you had all off season to get in the lab, fix your lamps, but what did you do? More podcasting. Layup.
And let's not overlook the blow to Angel Reese's public image. The player who once proclaimed herself the face of women's basketball is now left on the sidelines, watching as her teammates join forces with the true game changer. Caitlin Clark is out there building connections, forging alliances, and elevating her team. And now, Turner's right there with her. Meanwhile, Reese is stuck with the same tired antics and a shrinking circle of support. You just know Reese saw that footage of Turner and Clark and immediately went into damage control mode, probably typing a cryptic tweet like, "Loyalty hits different," or preparing a carefully curated photo dump with dramatic lighting to stir up attention. But let's be real, we all saw what went down, and so did the rest of the league.
How are you feeling about being in Indiana and joining the team?
I'm really excited. I followed a lot of these players throughout their college careers and professional careers, so it's kind of like full circle moment to be on the same team with a lot of these players again.
Tell me what it was like that, what went into your decision to come here and join what's being built here at the Fever?
I think that the front office and the staff just really had a vision in place, and I felt that I could really complement their vision.
Reese's ego might be hurt, but Brianna Turner's career just got a fresh boost, and all it took was stepping away from the drama and linking up with someone focused on elevating the game. That move says a lot. Angel may still have her supporters, but she's learning the hard way that clout fades, while teamwork endures.
Mashed potatoes! Brr! Thought we were gonna leave the hop skippity doo 3000 in 2024. Jumping off one foot, landing on that same foot. Then we're stat padding. Still, I thought we were past this, Angel. Brr! Rebounder in WNBA history. Look at this. Elite rebound. Look at that vertical. Look at the outlet pass. No, Angel. No. Why, Angel? Why? Not the kick out three. Butter pecan. Burn! If you throw it out of bounds, you hate puppies. What? She a playmaker. She's a point queen. Point queen. She making plays for the other team. Bang! Caitlin Clark's not the only one that can make cool passes. I can do it. Me too.
Maybe, just maybe, Angel Reese should try something revolutionary for once. It's called humility. Shocking, right? Imagine prioritizing your team instead of turning every game into a personal highlight reel. Picture Reese sharing the spotlight rather than hoarding it like her legacy depends on it, and playing the game as a teammate, not a solo act with a chip on her shoulder. But of course, that would require a complete rebrand from her current role as the queen of ego and unnecessary theatrics. So, while Reese continues rehearsing her next emotional press conference or planning her next media stunt, let's raise a glass to Brianna Turner and Caitlin Clark, two players who truly understand the value of teamwork.
Talk about you on the court. Like, what sort of attributes do you think you're going to bring, and where will you, add to the Fever from last year to this year?
Yeah, I think I'm really just like a calming presence. I feel like I never get too high or get too low. People are like, why don't you smile more? Why don't you get excited? I'm like, I'm just chilling, I'm vibing. Like, I feel like I'm really an observer, but I am really competitive as well. I like to run the floor, like to play defense, like to win, and I think the Fever was a place to be if I wanted to win.
Just when we thought the WNBA offseason had given us all the drama it could muster, Brianna Turner swooped in with the ultimate plot twist. Remember when, not too long ago, Turner was throwing those subtle jabs at Caitlin Clark online? Oh, we all remember. The tension was palpable. But now, fast forward to today, and you'd swear they've been best friends for life. The way they're smiling in training photos, seamlessly vibing together on the court, it's as if they've been a dynamic duo from the start. It's giving Frenemies to finals energy, and the internet? Well, they're absolutely eating it up. Meanwhile, poor Angel Reese is left standing awkwardly in the background, like the third wheel nobody invited to the party. It's a sad sight, really. Her presence barely felt while everyone else moves forward, building alliances, making plays, and embracing the future. Talk about being left behind. The tables have turned, and it's playing out in front of us, drama and all.
Listen, she's a beautiful young lady, and there's a lot of beautiful young ladies in the WNBA. But when you do that, you can't come down the line and complain about being objectified later on. It's not going to work with people. Whether it's right or wrong, it's not going to work. And when you do stuff like that and you're drawing attention to yourself because of that, that can be problematic for you.
Imagine this. It's New Year's Eve, and Angel Reese drops a selfie that's more about saying, "Look at me," than gearing up for the game. The internet ignites, and not in a favorable way. Stephen A. Smith erupts in his signature style, and just like that, Reese's social media presence goes dark. But here comes the crucial question. Was it all worth it?
Here's the part that I like about the Backlash. Clearly, it's something that a lot of people can't take. So if it's something that you can't take, maybe you shouldn't expose yourself to the backlash and provoking the backlash.
From WNBA rebounding champion to Instagram outcast, Reese's story serves as a cautionary tale for athletes everywhere. But don't worry, we're not just here to analyze. Smith didn't hold back, calling out Reese's attention-seeking antics and drawing comparisons to the ever-professional Caitlin Clark. You won't believe what he had to say about Reese's desperate bid for the spotlight and how it's shaping her future in the WNBA. Ready to hear it? Let's dive in.
Especially when the comparison is going to be drawn to Caitlin Clark, who isn't doing such things. That might not be fair. I'm not saying it is. And you certainly have the right to dress how you want and to do what you want and to live your life. But people have a right to have their opinions about what you put on display. And if they don't like it and they believe that it's not It's not the right thing for you to be doing when you talk about building your brand. I don't know how you can argue that, Tori.
As the countdown to midnight begins, Angel Reese takes the stage in a show-stopping dress, all set to welcome 2025. However, her fans weren't exactly thrilled with the spectacle. Reese shared the video on Instagram, probably expecting it to go viral. Instead, it blew up in the worst way possible. The backlash was swift and fierce, with comments that made everyone cringe. Even her most dedicated supporters were left wondering, what were you thinking? That's the moment you know things have gone seriously wrong.
My daughters are fully aware. Daddy had better damn well not see an outfit like that on social media. Now, I ain't judging Angel Reese. Live your life. I'm talking about my daughters.
Right.
I promise you. I promise you. I better not see that. Hey, they could be in college in L.A., in Boston, or anywhere in between. Daddy will drop the mic, hop in the car, on the plane, or wherever. That ain't gonna happen. You said, I'm not having it. That's me.
So, what sparked all the drama? Picture Reese in a skimpy dress that left very little to the imagination, striking poses and walking in ways that made everyone do a double take. This wasn't your typical New Year's outfit. It was designed to make a statement, and boy, did it succeed. As the heat intensified, Reese's social media presence went silent. Then, out of nowhere, her Instagram account vanished. Just like that, it was gone.
She deleted her Instagram, and that's the most important part about all of this, because clearly she's uncomfortable with some of the backlash that she's getting because she deleted her Instagram.
Let's get real. This isn't just about a dress. It's about a young athlete who might have sabotaged her own reputation. Reese is only 22, and in the sports arena, that's prime time to make smart moves. So, what caused such an uproar? Imagine Reese in a barely there outfit that left little to the imagination, striking poses and walking with such flair that everyone couldn't help but take a second look. This wasn't your typical New Year's attire. It was designed to make a statement, and boy, did it achieve that. As the controversy ramped up, Reese's social media went silent. Then, out of the blue, her Instagram account disappeared. Just like that, it was gone. Now, everyone's left wondering what's next for Reese. But before we can even process the fallout, Stephen A. Smith jumps in with his take. Trust me, you won't want to miss what he has to say about Reese's New Year's Eve move.
Let's call it what it is. I am not trying to say that she should be criticized or she is wrong. What I'm saying is by pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it.
You know things are getting serious when Stephen A. Smith jumps into the conversation, and boy, did he have some strong opinions about Angel Reese's New Year's stunt. Smith didn't just drop a comment, he went full disappointed dad mode on Reese. Let's dive into his reaction, because it's a real eye-opener.
Yes, you are 22. Yes, you are young. And there's a lot of things that we didn't want people to know about when we were her age. Fair enough, especially me, okay? Because I'm 30 plus years removed from that age. I got that part. There was no social media then or whatever. But here's my point to you. She knows this social media. She is not dumb. She's quite a brilliant young lady. She's very smart, very accomplished. And on top of it all, she is in this age where she does know social media exists. And she has exploited it to her advantage.
First things first, Smith didn't hesitate to call out Reese's hypocrisy at lightning speed, faster than you can say double standard. He pointed out that you can't go around complaining about being objectified down the line. Ouch, that's a sharp hit. But wait, there's more. Smith wasn't about to let Reese off the hook that easily. Here's where it gets fascinating. Smith decided to engage in a bit of compare and contrast. Guess who emerged as the perfect example of how to manage your brand? None other than Caitlin Clark. Yeah, that Caitlin Clark, the one who's been absolutely crushing it both on and off the court without a hint of controversy.
Here's what I have a problem with, Tori. Angel Reese in doing the things that she has done, let's face reality. She's going to be attached to Caitlin Clark to some degree. If Angel Reese had never waved her hand in her face when LSU was beating Iowa for in the Final Four of the national championship, if that hadn't happened, Angel Reese's name might not be as big.
But here's the real kicker. Smith's critique dives deeper than just a flashy photo. He's questioning Reese's priorities. Is she prioritizing her role as an athlete or her persona as an influencer? Can she juggle both? It's like watching a high-stakes game of identity tug-of-war. And right now, Reese seems to be getting pulled in too many directions.
You have to be cognizant that no matter how you step out of your house, you are now Angel Reese. And you will always be picked apart, unfortunately. It comes with the crown. You're a queen, you're beautiful, So you just have to remember that if you aren't ready for the scrutiny, if you're not ready for the heat, then, you just gotta be mindful that what comes with it.
Smith's guests jumped into the fray, fanning the flames even higher. Their perspective? Reese is starving for attention, any attention she can snag. It's like she's perpetually stuck in a game of notice me, while the rest of the sports world is laser focused on the actual competition. Not exactly the image of a dedicated athlete, if you ask me. Now, here's where things get serious. Smith warns that this behavior could put Reese's WNBA career on the line. Are teams keeping a close watch? You bet your bottom dollar they are. He nailed it when he pointed out that when you engage in antics like that and constantly seek the spotlight, it can backfire and become a real problem for you.
It might have been a right or wrong decision depending on what she feels or what other people feel. I'm just saying that what's inescapable is that even though she's not Caitlin Clark, she's going to be reminded she's not Caitlin Clark with every good thing that Caitlin Clark does, because that was her number one nemesis, in a lot of people's eyes, number one.
Let's cut to the chase. In the high-stakes world of pro sports, your reputation isn't just built on your performance on the court, it's also shaped by how you conduct yourself off it. Right now, Reese's off-court antics are stealing the spotlight from her athletic achievements. According to Smith, the key takeaway is that Reese needs to decide what she wants her legacy to be: her game or her Instagram presence. It's a tough choice, but one she needs to make quickly, because in the fast-paced arena of professional sports, yesterday's star can become today's cautionary tale faster than you can say Angel Reese.
Caitlin Clark is going to spend all of next season playing in NBA arenas. We've got rival fans being furious that, Caitlin Clark is that she's getting new arenas, getting moved to new arenas. You've got people saying that they're pushing the fever. Why are they pushing the fever?
Caitlin Clark isn't just making waves, she's flooding the league. WNBA franchises are practically abandoning their home courts like they've been hit with a fire alarm that says, Caitlin's coming. Teams like Atlanta, Chicago, Connecticut, Dallas, Las Vegas, and Washington, D.C. are all scrambling to larger venues just to handle the Clark impact. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is probably doom-scrolling, wondering why her name isn't splashed across those massive billboards.
One thing is very clear. The Indiana Fever is America's team. And boy, the haters, by the time this season is over, their heads are going to have exploded already. They're going to be so angry by the end of this WNBA season. I mean, it's going to be hilarious watching the daily meltdown.
Take a moment to absorb this. WNBA teams are willingly leaving behind their cherished home courts to make room for one rookie phenom. This isn't hype. This is history in the making. 6 different franchises are moving their games to NBA arenas, meaning every Indiana Fever road game is now played in a venue with at least 15,000 seats. This isn't about following a trend. It's because Caitlin Clark has the kind of draw that fills arenas like no one else in the league. While some teams are still playing in what feel like converted gymnasiums, Caitlin's impact demands NBA-level venues. That's the kind of territory reserved for superstars.
That there are 6 WNBA teams that have moved their games to NBA or NBA size arenas.
Let's not kid ourselves. These aren't just slightly larger gymnasiums. These are full-blown arena upgrades. The Atlanta Dream are stepping up to the State Farm Arena. The Chicago Sky, yes, the same team that once treated Angel Reese like the second coming of Michael Jordan, are now dialing it back with 2 games at the United Center. And it's not for Reese, it's for Clark. Because unless the Indiana Fever are in town, Reese might as well be playing at a local community center. Even the Aces, with their glitz and trophies, are booking the T-Mobile Arena just to prepare for the Fever Frenzy.
Caitlin Clark, the people's champion! Let's get it! That's a deep one. Bang! Just announced that Caitlin Clark and the Fever will be playing 41 of 44 games this year on national TV. Hey, come in and watch the other girl, right? Right? Bang! Teams are moving their games with the Fever to NBA arenas so they can sell more tickets. How about that? Bang! Angel Reese attempted a 3 this deep. I think she might dislocate her shoulder. Bang! You want some butter with that bread? Butter. Butter. Butter pecan! Bang!
It's honestly hilarious when you think about it. Just last season, these teams were all acting like Caitlin Clark was just another rookie. We don't need her, they boasted, chests puffed. The league is fine without her. And now, here we are. The same teams are practically begging for court space big enough to accommodate the Clark crowds. It's not just about rolling out the red carpet anymore. It's like tearing up the road and rebuilding it with gold bricks.
Atlanta Dream moved 1 game to the State Farm Arena. Chicago Sky moved 2 games to the United Center. Home of the Bulls, home of the Blackhawks. In Atlanta, by the way, that's the home of the Hawks. Connecticut Sun moved 1 game to TD Garden. Home of the NBA Celtics. That's going to look really freaking cool on TV.
Special shout out to Connecticut. This franchise doesn't even have an NBA arena nearby. So what do? They pack up and move the whole operation to Boston. Yep, new state, new zip code, new everything, just to make room for Caitlin Clark. That's not just special treatment, that's royalty-level hospitality. Can you imagine if Angel Reese tried to pull the same stunt? They'd probably laugh her all the way to some suburban middle school gym.
We're now at the stage where Caitlin Clark is probably going to be responsible. I'm not joking when I say this. For like games where she plays in are probably going to be responsible for like 30% of the attendance in the WNBA.
And it doesn't stop there. The Dallas Wings and Washington Mystics are also moving their Clark matchups to larger venues, complete with extra seating, luxury suites, and, let's face it, bigger profit margins. This isn't a coincidence, it's strategic planning. When Caitlin Clark rolls into town, it's not just a game, it's an economic boom. One ESPN analyst even dubbed her the WNBA's walking GDP boost. He meant it as a joke, but honestly, the numbers speak for themselves.
There are teams that are going to average 3,000 fans at games, but have 17,000 fans when Caitlin Clark shows up to town with the Fever.
Now, let's check in on the critics. The same ones who were screaming from the rooftops that Clark was overhyped have suddenly gone awfully quiet. Why? Because their arenas are packed, their jerseys are flying off the shelves, and their TV ratings are through the roof. All thanks to the player they once claimed didn't matter. And as for Angel Reese, she's still stewing over her not-so-unrivaled championship, watching Caitlin dominate the spotlight, the schedule, and the arenas.
The Phoenix Mercury play in the NBA arena. The Seattle Storm do. There are 13 WNBA teams, 7 already playing NBA arenas. The other 6 are moving their games to NBA arenas versus the Fever. You can't acknowledge that she is the needle mover. Yeah.
Before Caitlin Clark hit the WNBA, the average game barely drew 6,000 fans, about as many as you'd see at a high school pep rally. But Clark? She's effortlessly filling 20,000-seat arenas like it's no big deal. That's not just an increase, that's triple the usual turnout. These fans aren't there for the home team, they're showing up for her. WNBA execs are practically falling over themselves, openly admitting they'd give up home court advantage just to cash in on the Clark phenomenon. That's not hype. That's a walking ATM and sneakers.
I believe there's actually a debate on who was Rookie of the Year last year. Imagine being that delusional. Bang! People need to understand she saved this league. Powder, there's no TV deals, no ad sponsorships, heck, no shoe deals for you, Angel Reese. No McDonald's money. The league losing millions of dollars each year. She saved them from bankruptcy. Time to be grateful. Bang! 93% of her games on national TV. She's like that.
Let's talk numbers. WNBA attendance shot up by 48% last season, and unless your math is off, that increase has Caitlin Clark's name written all over it. Teams aren't just scheduling her games, they're building their entire season around her appearances. The Las Vegas Aces, the same team that snickers whenever Clark's name trends, have quietly moved multiple games to the T-Mobile Arena. Why? Because they know the Caitlin effect is the real MVP. All the eye rolls and cryptic tweets aside, even they can't deny she's the main attraction.
Now we've got some more information on the games and some perspective. Here we are. Indiana Fever put this out, man, just a few minutes ago. All eyes on us. 41 of our 44 games are on national television.
Now, here's where it gets wild. Caitlin Clark has secured 41 nationally televised games this season. That's not just more airtime than any other player. It's more than entire franchises have had in years. We're talking ESPN, ABC, CBS, NBA TV. Every network wants a piece of the Clark action. It's a broadcast feeding frenzy, and trust me, no one's settling for leftovers.
The most television games in franchise history, the most national television games in for a single team in WNBA history. How about that?
Last season, the Indiana Fever were basically an afterthought. They were the dusty book collecting cobwebs on the bottom shelf, overlooked and forgotten. But with Caitlin Clark in the mix, they've transformed into the league's golden child, now the star attraction in every primetime slot. The same team that struggled at the bottom of the standings is now the crown jewel of WNBA coverage. And you know that's stinging players like Angel Reese. For years, they assumed the throne was just waiting for them. But then Caitlin Clark shows up, shattering records, drawing massive ratings, and showing off a range that leaves everyone in the dust. Suddenly, it's her show, and the spotlight's all hers.
The Indiana Fever faced off against the Chicago Sky in a blowout victory.
And going in on the Chicago Sky.
They're not going to be pushed around anymore. Even in the midst of all the talk yesterday, you have a Sophie Cunningham, you have a Natasha Howard, and you have a DeWanna Bonner. There's a level of credibility. There's a level of toughness.
Caitlin Clark, in the post-game interview, she made it a point to say, this is not, please don't blow this out of proportion.
The entire WNBA seemed to freeze in time this weekend. The Indiana Fever had just secured a defining victory, but the real fireworks came when DeWanna Bonner grabbed the figurative mic and set social media ablaze, putting Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky firmly in their place.
She currently funked herself with Charlotte Webb after she shared a post last night of pretty much somebody congratulating her and going in on the Chicago Sky.
Right in the heart of the storm, Angel Reese was catching strays and sharp glances, while Caitlin Clark soaked it all in with that trademark cool. Bonner wasn't holding back. She brought the sass, stirred the tea, and spilled it across the court with the kind of razor-sharp precision only a seasoned vet with receipts could pull off.
Angel Reese, part 32, let's get it! This ain't LeBron, this is Butter Pecan! Bang! They want to put her at point forward this season. They want her making plays, because she a playmaker! Bang! That Angel Reese hit a buzzer beater. You gotta check this out! 3, 2, 1, bang! Who cares they lost by 35 points? At least she got her 17 rebounds! Hey, Ma, you got a receipt for this Barbie? I think this one's broken! Send it back!
What began as a standard post-game presser quickly spiraled into a full-blown roast session. And no, the Fever's win wasn't the grand finale, it was just the trailer. The real main event? Bonner calling out Reese and the Sky live and unfiltered. This wasn't just basketball, it was reality TV with a shot clock. And trust, the reruns are going to slap differently.
They make it a hate thing. They make it a hate train. It's like, no, I'm telling you, if I was the coach or the owner, we forfeit in every game. Either we forfeit or Angel will not be in attendance.
Angel Reese fans is calling race, they're sparking a race war on Twitter right now, and it's starting to get national attention. They're attacking white fans, black fans.
From the opening whistle, the energy in the arena was electric. The air crackled with anticipation, and the Fever stormed out like they were done listening to the doubters. Fast, fierce and flawlessly precise.
For good position.
Clark pulls deep one left wing. Caitlin Clark is her.
Natasha Howard able to lay it in to Boston. Her jumper is good.
You know, I think we have a group that's much like the Pacers. We've got a lot of great balance.
Still on the bounce. 3 seconds to go in the half. Caitlin, left wing, off balance, three. Got it! Caitlin connects ahead of the halftime buzzer. She is 1 of 1.
Every touch of the ball sent a message. And Caitlin Clark? She didn't just run the offense. She orchestrated a masterpiece. But the real plot twist? Indiana didn't just keep pace with the Sky, they controlled the narrative from start to finish. And DeWanna Bonner? She played like this game had been circled, starred, and marked with revenge in bold, all caps.
DeWanna Bonner, man, Indiana Fever on, became the 3rd all-time WNBA leading scorer in history.
Caitlin Clark looks like she's going to be the MVP of the league. Angel Reese made a fool out of herself, and we won by 100, and I won. So we're back in the good mode, back in the winning. Yesterday was tough with the Celtics, but we're back, baby, and it all starts with who? CC, 22, Caitlin Clark.
Angel Reese came in with her signature swagger. Big talk, bold moves. But this time, she ran into a different kind of heat. No noise, no theatrics. Just ruthless, ice-cold execution. Indiana shut her down like a rumor past its prime. Yeah, she got her double-double, but it felt more like filler than headline. This night belonged to the Fever, and you could feel the power shift in real time. Bonner and Clark didn't just clock in, they took over. And with every step, they sent a clear message to Angel in the Sky. This isn't your house.
She had as much passion for basketball as she did for her hate for Caitlin Clark. Gonna get up, scream in her face. You know, you should be thanking her, because you would have missed another wide open layup. They say, but don't lie. Oh, she gonna cry. Wah, wah, 35% from the field. Trash! She had 5 turnovers. Trash! There are living human beings that breathe, that enjoy this kind of basketball. To the psych ward you go! Burn! It's like driving by a car wreck. I can't help myself. I can't stop watching!
As the game went on, the spotlight didn't stay on Reese because she was dominating. It stayed because she was unraveling. That trademark confidence? It started to splinter. Every awkward drive, every missed chance chipped away at the shine. The fans saw it, her teammates felt it, and Bonner? She didn't just see the cracks, she thrived on them. She turned everyone into fuel.
Much like Donnie Carr, Angel Reese relies on the dramatics to generate attention, because just like Donnie, she can't maintain attention based on skill. And the attention-seeking behavior, it started immediately yesterday as Angel Reese and the Chicago Bravado decided that they were going to disrespect the country by refusing to come out for the national anthem. She immediately loses her temper. She could not believe Caitlin Clark stole her moment. Angel Reese gets off the ground very slowly, because everyone seems to be moving in slow motion in the WNBA.
The Angel Reese fan base is full of toxicity right now because they is extremely embarrassed that Angel Reese came to Indiana and laid a goose egg.
It stopped feeling like a game and started reading like a message board. The moment? Bonner ripping the ball from Reese like a pickpocket in Times Square. She glided in for the layup. No grin, no fist pump, just a stare that sliced through Reese like glass. Cold, clinical, legendary. Then came the post-game post, effortlessly flaunting her performance while lacing in a bit of digital shade for Reese and the crew. The timeline didn't just light up, it exploded.
Bonner, who knocks it away. Cookies, DB, open court, right side, and she lays it in.
Reese was left gathering the emotional fragments, no longer in control of the storyline. The spotlight had shifted, off her box score and squarely onto Bonner's message. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement carved in bold. A veteran didn't just show up, She took the stage and marked her territory in permanent ink.
One more free throw for Bonner. It's in the air, and it's good. DeWanna Bonner now third in WNBA history in scoring. 7,489 points and counting.
Lord, and here's the ovation for Bonner.
Reese strutted into the arena like she was writing the script. But from the jump, it was clear. This was a pressure cooker. Every touch brought bodies. Every dribble triggered traps. The Indiana crowd, ruthless. Bonner, even worse. There was no space, no flow, just unrelenting personal feud-level intensity. It felt like the Fever had one mission, erase her from her own highlight reel. Bonner didn't just defend, she composed the entire shutdown. And Clark? She was the calm conductor, dialing up plays while the sky looked like they were stuck in a time warp. What read like a matchup on paper turned into a live clinic in dominance. Reese fought back, snatching boards, chasing loose balls, clawing for momentum like a contestant on a rigged game show. But something was off, and everyone felt it.
Check this out. Wow.
Angel Reese just experienced one of the most humiliating games of her career, and frankly, it was tough to watch. She wasn't just playing poorly, she was a complete train wreck.
She has her worst professional pro game.
Sloppy turnovers, absurd mistakes, and a reckless play style that seemed more fit for the WWE than the WNBA. Angel Reese stepped onto the court brimming with confidence, acting like she was about to take over the game. But reality quickly set in. Napheesa Collier wasn't intimidated. She stayed composed, let her game do the talking, and made sure Reese had a front row seat to her own downfall. And the best part? Collier had the last laugh with a cold-blooded game-winning shot, leaving Reese shocked, confused, and completely exposed. All that trash talk? Useless. All those cheap shots? Wasted. This wasn't just a loss for Angel Reese, it was a full-blown meltdown. Trust me, we're about to break down every cringe-worthy moment that proves she's not as untouchable as she thinks. Picture this. You're a basketball star, striding onto the court with complete confidence, ready to take control. The lights are bright, the crowd is buzzing, and your team is counting on you. This is your moment. The game is set, the stakes are high, and fans are expecting a performance they'll never forget. But instead of showcasing your skills, you become the star of your own blooper reel. That's exactly what happened to Angel Reese in a recent unforgettable game.
Angel Reese with what looks like a very dirty move under the basket. Check this out. I mean, wow.
Angel Reese didn't just have a rough game. She had one that people will remember for all the wrong reasons. From turnovers to missed shots, from trash talk that backfired to an embarrassing finish. This performance is one that fans and critics will be talking about for a long time. In fact, if there were a Hall of Fame for self-inflicted sports disasters, this game might just earn Angel Reese its own special wing.
Angel Reese was on Napheesa Collier, giving her a bunch of frustrating bumps, and at the end of the game, the Lunar Owls does come away with the dub.
Now, let's dive into it. Reese stepped onto the court with all the swagger you'd expect from a star player. She walked in like she owned the place, chest out, full of confidence, and ready to put on a show. She was talking trash before the first whistle even blew, making faces, taunting opponents, and acting like she was about to deliver a career-defining performance. The energy was there, but the execution? That was nowhere to be found.
I mean, Angel Reese is out there looking like a UFC fighter.
It didn't take long for things to start unraveling. Right from the tip-off, it was clear that Reese was more focused on putting on a show than actually playing effective basketball. Rather than sticking to the fundamentals, she was too busy playing for the cameras, throwing up wild shots, making risky moves, and trash-talking the opposing team. But confidence without substance is just arrogance, and Reese quickly spiraled out of control. Her bravado turned into visible frustration, which only fueled her recklessness. One moment, she was showing off flashy footwork. The next, she was fumbling the ball like it was radioactive. You could see it on her face. She knew things weren't going her way. But instead of adjusting, she doubled down on the chaos. If there was ever a time to play smart, disciplined basketball, this was it. Instead, she turned the game into a personal highlight reel of what not to do on the court.
It looked very intentional, everything that is happening with the Unraveling League, because all of this stuff transpired, like I stated, just 4 to 5 hours after it was announced that Super Lunescu was quitting the league.
Wow, did it backfire in spectacular fashion. With every mistake, she got sloppier, forcing plays instead of letting the game come to her. Rather than proving she was the dominant force she claimed to be, she became the main attraction for all the wrong reasons. By the time halftime hit, the only ones entertained were the fans watching her unravel in real time. Now, let's talk numbers, because they don't lie. Reese had 7 turnovers. Yes, 7. And we're not talking about minor slip-ups. These were, did she really just do that? Moments that made fans cringe and laugh all at once. One of the most cringe-worthy moments came when she threw the basketball straight at the backboard and then, brace yourself, rebounded her own pass.
Angel Reese rebounded her own pass. Guys, I'm dead. I saw this and was like, this can't be real.
Yes, you read that correctly. She passed the ball to herself. Fans watching at home couldn't believe their eyes. It was the kind of mistake you'd expect from a middle school player, not a professional athlete. It was as if she had a sudden identity crisis and thought she was playing handball instead of basketball. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, she followed it up with another disaster, a completely unnecessary no-look pass. The problem? There was no one there to catch it. The ball sailed out of bounds like it had somewhere more important to be. Even her teammates seemed baffled by what she was trying to do. Maybe she was auditioning for a comedy skit instead of leading her team to victory. It was like she thought she was on a Harlem Globetrotters show, but forgot the part where you actually have to be good at the tricks.
The Lunar Owls crushed the Rose BC, and Angel, well, she did some rather interesting things on the court.
And it wasn't just those 2 moments. Reese made sure to showcase a full range of turnovers, dribbling straight into defenders. Check. Getting stripped because she wasn't paying attention? Check. Passing to a teammate who wasn't even looking? Double check. At one point, it felt like she was playing for both teams, handing the ball to the opponents like it was a holiday gift. It was as if she was in an internal competition. How many different ways could she give the ball away? Mission accomplished. 7 turnovers in a single game is bad enough. But the way she did it, legendary, just not in a good way. But turnovers weren't the only problem that night. Reese wasn't just handing the ball off. She was also playing a brand of basketball focused more on brute force than actual skill, which led to yet another chapter in her nightmare of a performance.
Angel was 8 for 16 for 17 points, 10 boards last night. 7 damn turnovers. 7.
She was pushing, shoving, and trying to intimidate everyone in her path, especially her opponent, Napheesa Collier. But Collier wasn't having any of it. While Reese was busy playing the tough girl role, Collier stayed calm, stayed focused, and kept her eyes on the prize. And that's exactly what she ended up winning. It was like watching a chess master face off against someone who thought flipping the board was a legitimate strategy. Spoiler alert, it's not. Reese was out there throwing elbows, body-checking opponents, and making every play feel personal, like she thought the game had turned into a boxing match. But instead of rattling Collier, it only fueled her determination. While Reese was trying to muscle her way through, Collier stayed calm, composed, and completely unfazed by the chaos. Reese, on the other hand, was falling apart. She wasn't just turning the ball over, she was launching some of the worst shots you could imagine. And when I say bad, I mean high school gym teacher bad, airballing in front of a crowd. She kept throwing up wild shots, hoping something would fall, but instead, she kept bricking attempts, missing layups, and handing Collier and her teammates easy chances to take control. It was like watching someone trying to play basketball with their eyes closed, hoping for a miracle.
You know, Clark set all these records on the basketball court. Obviously, the scoring record in college, the assist record in the WNBA. so many rookie records that you can't even list them off. But she now has the record for a sports card trading card, for a woman's sports trading card, because she had it go for $366,000.
Did you catch that $366,000 price on Caitlin Clark's rookie card? Nope, that's not a mistake. Someone really shelled out more for a single card than what most people spend on an entire house. And just when you thought that was insane, it gets crazier. This isn't just a record-breaking moment, it's a full-on revolution in the trading card scene. Caitlin Clark didn't just break records, she obliterated them, leaving even legends like Serena Williams in the dust. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is out there throwing shade, but her rookie cards are struggling to sell at a bargain price.
Clark has the top 30 WNBA cards, at least. So, and the boxes for WNBA cards, like the one over my shoulder, are selling at the same level or at a higher price than NBA cards, because that Caitlin Clark rookie is in there.
Let's dive into the numbers. Caitlin Clark's 2024 Panini Prism Gold Vinyl Rookie Card, graded a flawless PSA 10 and signed by her, just went for a whopping $366,000. And the best part? It's a one of one, meaning there's literally no other card like it anywhere. On the flip side, Angel Reese's signature series is still gathering dust in unopened boxes, probably just waiting for someone to finally break them open.
Angel Reese autographed box of Reese's Puffs sold for $9.99. Is that real?
This sale didn't just surpass Serena Williams' former record of $266,400. It completely shattered it.
This passes the record for a woman's sports card period that was previously held by a Serena Williams card, and this was sold for about $100,000 more than the Serena Williams card.
Keep in mind, Serena's card came with an actual piece of her match-worn gear. Clark's card? No jersey, no sweat, just sheer greatness signed with a blue Sharpie. And yet, collectors still shelled out an extra $100,000 just to own a piece of her legacy, even without a physical connection to the game.
Let's talk about Caitlin Clark, and once again, proving that she is the driving force.
And get this, Clark hasn't even started her second season yet. Most players spend their entire careers building up collector value. Caitlin? She's turning cardboard into gold faster than Angel Reese throws side-eye during media interviews. This isn't just hype, it's straight up history in the making.
Just trying to give myself some grace because I know I'm not the player that I want to be just yet, but also kind of patting myself on the back, telling myself that I'm still doing great.
That card? It's more than just a collectible, it's a declaration. It's the basketball world's way of saying, this is the player, this is the future. Sports card experts are already dubbing this the Caitlin Clark era, and it's easy to understand why. She's not just entering the market, she's completely reshaping the financial landscape of women's sports collectibles.
Every time Caitlin Clark, one of her trading cards, one of her sports cards breaks a record, and we've got a new one, and it is freaking ridiculous. I mean, this is crazier than hell. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Let's be honest. Before Clark, WNBA trading cards were practically an afterthought. Hobby shops didn't even bother putting them on display. But now, dealers can't keep Clark's cards in stock. Shops that used to stash WNBA boxes away on dusty shelves are now showcasing them front and center, and they're flying off the shelves in hours. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's cards are collecting dust, sitting there like forgotten DVDs in a Walmart discount bin. No one's rushing to grab them.
A new record for a female athlete. Caitlin is the needle. There we go. I think I just said that. Smashed the old record held by Serena by $100,000. This one was $130,000 more expensive than the previous high.
And the numbers keep skyrocketing. The previous owner snagged that Clark card for $236,000 only 4 months ago. In less time than it takes Angel Reese to make a layup, its value surged by $130,000. That's not just appreciation, that's flat-out domination.
I mean, wow. What can you say about this? That almost leaves me speechless.
This isn't just about one card either. Caitlin Clark now owns the top 30 highest-selling WNBA cards of all time, not just the top 1 or the top 5, all 30. Let that sink in. Meanwhile, while Reese was busy throwing post-game shade and declaring herself the face of the league, Clark quietly ascended to the throne of collectibles. She didn't need to say a word. It's not just cardboard, it's a legacy in motion.
Look, what are these cards going to be like in 5 years when she's got a championship, a couple of MVPs in there, et cetera, et cetera? I'm fairly confident we're headed towards a $500,000 card at some point. We're not that far away now. I mean, we're $140,000 away now.
Collectors aren't just investing in her stats. They're buying into a cultural revolution. Think back to when Michael Jordan rookie cards soared in value because people recognized they were watching something extraordinary. That's exactly what's happening with Caitlin Clark right now, except she's not only making history on the court, she's also reshaping how women's sports are valued in a world that's finally starting to take notice.
Caitlin Clark has set a new standard, a new mark for women's trading cards, women's sports trading cards.
Oh, and let's not overlook this. WNBA card boxes featuring Caitlin Clark are now outselling NBA boxes in several stores. Read that again? Never happened before. Caitlin Clark is the reason sports card forums are buzzing with WNBA talk. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is still hoping her name trends for something other than drama. While Clark's autograph is appreciating faster than stocks, Reese's card sales are moving slower than her footwork in the paint. It's becoming crystal clear who fans and collectors are backing. If jealousy had a price tag, it still wouldn't come close to Clark's rookie card.
$97,000, $105,000, $234,000, $366,000. Unbelievable.
This isn't just about one sale, it's about a shift. Caitlin Clark's trading card success has ushered in a new era, not only for women's sports, but for how female athletes are valued in the collectibles market. And if the WNBA's marketing team has any foresight, they'd start cranking out those commemorative sets fast, because Clark just made women's sports officially a goldmine. So yeah, Caitlin Clark isn't just dominating the game on the court, she's taking over every corner of the sports economy. From trading cards to merchandise, ratings, attendance, and everything in between, she's redefining what it means to be a superstar in women's sports. Her impact is undeniable, and while some players might not be thrilled about it, they'll probably end up thanking her when those endorsement deals start rolling in. Whether they admit it or not, Clark is raising the bar for everyone. The Caitlin Clark effect is real, and it's here to stay. Meanwhile, Angel Reese might want to consider shifting focus from throwing shade to signing autographs. Because while Clark's signature is breaking auction records, Reese's cards are just sitting there, quietly stat padding on the shelves. The market's made its choice, and Caitlin Clark is leading the charge.